One thing I noticed about punk music was I'm a huge Pennywise fan and the Ramones, the Sex Pistols, all that kind of stuff. But I feel like nowadays, a lot of the punk bands, they're too neutral when it comes to politics. And I always kind of thought that's what punk was all about. Is there a whole different philosophy on your guys' end of what punk means to you?
I think, I don't know I can't speak for other bands. I can only speak for us. We very much set out at the beginning of this project to have a voice that spoke to the current events, both in politics, socially, whatever it might be. We have an angle on it, and it's not your typical angle. It's not taking necessarily any particular side in the argument, but it's pointing out the absurdity of it all, or at least attempting to, in a palatable way and fun way.
Yeah, because when I heard your guys' song, AK, I'm not going to lie, I got triggered at first. Like those lines, I was like, what the hell are they even promoting? I thought of that old heavy metal band, Amur, and they had a song called Bring a Gun to School. And when I first heard that song, they were talking about in the minds of a killer. But what I'm getting from you guys is you guys are talking about all these gun-toting people who just feel like their Second Amendment rights are being taken away, when my whole belief is, since day one, is if you have to get a driver's license to operate a vehicle, you should have to get a gun license to operate a weapon. And what are you guys' thoughts on it?
Sam, you want to take this?
No,
I'll take it.
This is your question.
So first off, it's a satirical song. It's from the viewpoint of somebody that feels as if they're powerless, they need power, and they turn to guns to do that. And I feel like a lot of people that feel as if they need the guns are in a situation where they feel powerless for one reason or another. And I think this kind of pokes a hole in that justification.
Doesn't it seem like your guys' song AK is kind of relevant today, especially what's been happening all of last night and a couple days in Las Vegas and Minneapolis, all the rioting and looting and people feeling like they're powerless, and you got all kinds of people looking like armed militia in the streets? Doesn't that kind of concern you? Because I feel like we're living in a third world country right now. This is ridiculous. And I don't know what your guys' thoughts on all of this is.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're seeing is it's not surprising. I mean, these are people that have been, I, again, can't speak to it myself, but
I guess what I'm saying is
systematically repressed.
I get that the George Floyd thing is not police brutality. It's murder. Flat out, straight and simple. Yeah. But the idea that everybody is looting and rioting and destroying property, I think, is absolutely crazy. And I've seen people justifying all this because, oh yeah, Target, they're a multi-billion-dollar company, they have insurance. That's like me saying, hey, Tucker and Samuel, you guys have health insurance, right? Let me break your arm because I can do it.
Yeah, but if the system isn't working for them through which to get justice, I mean, how do you create attention outside of the system? One of the most effective ways is to create an event that people will pay attention to.
And that rioting, I think a lot of people keep overlooking, that's a class thing. That is a lot of frustration. That is a lot of people who are on poverty levels. That is not a black, white, or anything. Looters were of all color. That is the frustration of how our system is set up. And that boils over. You have COVID, people are stuck in their home, not being able to go out. There is so much built on that was finally released, unfortunately, on the death of a black man.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying it's so weird because I listen to you guys' music and I'm like, wow, it's so relative of the times. And that's why I love it. And I think you guys have a strong, powerful message. And Marissa, let's play AK, all right? Okay. Let's AK this time.
I swear to God, I am hitting the button. Okay, hold on. Let me